Hi, this is David Gamble with High Context Consulting. Today's screencast, we're going to take a look at Heifer International and what they are doing online with their fundraising efforts. This organization is one that, through donations given by their supporters, they give livestock along with training to families and people in developing countries where having that livestock available to them can really improve the quality of their life as well as that of their overall community. And they have an interesting way of appealing to emotion, I think, that is probably very powerful. You see here on the homepage where they've got rotating images and stories that begin to tell how they help people around the world. They've also got some stuff down the middle of the page, either talking about current events or leading to their gift catalog. That's highlighted here, as well as over here in the upper right corner. Let's go ahead and click on that. For the purposes of this case, let's assume we've heard about them somewhere, either in the media or a friend told us about them, and we want to see what we can do. So here in the gift catalog, they've got some text here, which I think is probably not necessary. I think you could just jump right into the gifts that we see here without that big of an introduction. Maybe just keep it to one sentence. So more of this is above the fold. But I love what they're doing here in two ways. One, the images are very powerful. They show the people that they're helping. They're smiling. They're happy. They show them with the animals or the products that the gift is going to supply them with. So everything from a heifer to a water buffalo to a flock of chicks or a flock of geese or even 3 rabbits. All of that I think is very effective, very powerful. And they're right up front about the money you'd give for it. So they're not hiding what the donation would be. And they even show where if you just want to give a portion of that, what your minimum share could be in the case of a heifer, $50. So let's go ahead and look at the water buffalo. So we click on that and the page loads. And they've done a couple of things here. One, they've got an image of the water buffalo in action there with some folks. And then helping hooves. They've got this theme for the holidays, which when I'm recording this, it is mid-December. So they have, the write-up here is congruent with the season in which they're trying to do some fundraising. And it tells a pretty powerful story about the extreme benefits that a water buffalo can provide to someone who's in a developing country in one of these rural communities. That can be a very big deal, very big impact. And they do a great job explaining out the text there. On the left-hand side, you can see the 2 options for giving. One is the full amount to buy a complete water buffalo, along with the training that goes with it, or you can do a share, which is 1/10. They have radio buttons here. If I were doing this, I might make these 2 separate images that link right into the shopping cart rather than doing it this way, but it's not too terrible. And then clicking here would then add that to the cart. We'll go look at that in a moment. I wanted to show you something else they have on the site, though, that I think could be really useful on this page. Under our work, they've got this section called Field Video. And here you can see they have, over a dozen different videos of the people they've helped, interviewing them and showing them working with the animals. These videos are quite powerful. And I think if they took a relevant video, even just a portion of it, even if they just threw it on YouTube and then embedded the video here, it could really benefit the emotional impact of this page. During the presidential campaign here in the U.S., which just wrapped up recently, a lot of fundraising messages that went out via email contained a screenshot of a video of the candidate and a link, and then when you followed that link, it took you to a page that had that video and would play, and then had a link to donate or do whatever they wanted you to do. And those were very, very effective, quite powerful, having a tailored message delivered that way in video and audio at the same time. I think that could work very well here as well, showing the water buffalo in the community, hearing interviews with the families and people who have benefited from it, saying thank you, would be great stuff. One of the consulting mentors I've worked with, Alan Weiss, often says that people will decide based on logic, but they act based on emotion. And so I think the stronger emotional appeal you can make on pages such as this, especially with fundraising, the better off you'll do. And since Heifer International already has lots of video at their disposal, it should be a relatively straightforward thing to embed some of them on this page. So that's one recommendation I would make. Okay, let's go ahead and add a water buffalo to our cart. And this is a very clean interface here. I just finished a book by Clotaire Rapaille called The Culture Code, and in it he talks about how for Americans, the idea of shopping is all about reconnecting with community and others. It's all about the experience. Whereas buying is very task-oriented. Buying is going to complete a specific task of purchasing something. Two very different approaches. So if you think about it, going out to buy a gallon of milk is a different concept than going out to go holiday shopping or Christmas shopping or whatever kind of shopping you do. So in the case here with e-commerce, the rest of the site is all about that experience. Very good about that, making the emotional appeal. But then once you switch from that, where you're ready to act, you want to make it as efficient as possible. They're doing a very good job here. This is a very minimal interface. It's not bad at all. What I would get rid of is all the navigation up here. If you have ever bought anything on Amazon.com, you'll notice once you go to pay and complete your transaction, they strip out all the navigation and only give you what you need to complete the transaction itself. That limits your ability to wander off on your own if perhaps you're wavering about completing it, but it also minimizes the number of things that you might accidentally click on that take you away from that process of just completing the transaction. Now if we go proceed to checkout, we'll get another page which has the forms to actually complete this, and again you'll see the nav is still there. That should probably go away. You can give your billing information and continue to the next step. So I won't take you through all of that. But I think as you can see, the Heifer International website does a great job of making that emotional appeal and not a bad job of getting you through that transaction process. To summarize, a couple of improvements they might do, I think to get the video on those individual pages for the gifts that they have available will be very great. And then maybe stripping away the overall navigation on their site when you're ready to actually go there and complete the gift transaction. So that's our screencast for this time. I thank you very much for listening. I hope you got some valuable lessons from it. If you'd like to see any other information or content from me, please visit my website, which is at highcontext.com, highcontext.com, and sign up for my monthly email newsletter, David Gamble's Web Strategy Report. It's free and will come to your inbox once a month. Thank you very much.